Tom, we'll start with casting for this film because George just told me that he felt that you were the new Mad Max as soon as you stepped in the room. But did you want to make a different impression because this role is so linked to Mel Gibson?
Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't available to play.
But the thing is, you were. You were available.
Go, you can actually answer the question. Then.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the initial response to anything is that I've got to bring, what it is that I do to any character that makes it, to define it and bring it off the page and love it and bring that to the screen as best as possible. I think in a situation like this, though, is that with inheriting a character with a legacy like Mad Max, who's synonymous with Mel Gibson, and there's no grey area, it's black and white, and a lot of people, and rightly so, say if it's not Mel Gibson playing Mad Max, then it's not Mad Max, and I'm just not interested, and that's a bit of a counterpoint to the celebration of getting a part where you're like really excited to play it, to then realise that actually you're set up immediately for failure, in that sense of those whom the gods wish to destroy they first call promising, and I was like, oh, okay, that's a bit disappointing, but at the same time, what I have to remember is that George and Mel went on a journey together through three movies with George's Max, who Mel played, Mel is Mad Max. And George then asked me to play Max in his fourth instalment in his further development of character. So actually, I didn't really have to bring anything new or different to it. I'm just a different person anyway. That's in this role now. And ultimately, Max is George and comes from George's imagination. So all I had to do was really take a load off and not try to be anything special or different, but just transmute whatever George's vision was and try to do exactly what he wanted when he wanted, and realise actually I'm a much smaller cog in a very, very big ensemble piece in this, which is, as you'll see, has unfolded into a huge world. It's an epic world, of which Nick is a huge and important part of.
Which you ping-ponged him on set because he was so frail and skinny.
Yeah, he lost a lot of weight. He carb depleted. You did. You dropped at least 40 pounds, didn't you?
that means you were 0 pounds
casino.
or something.
On burgers. And curly fries.
It was curly fries all the time.
That's all right, because we carried you for a while, didn't we?
That's why I got so chubby,
some
because I wasn't walking around myself.
Until it was shirt off day. When I got my jacket back, then he had to go into training.
That's true. It was fair. Were you ever a fan of car chase films? Obviously, that's the epitome of car chase films with a twist. So, yeah, Nicholas.
Was I a fan?
You were?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I've been a fan of motors since I was a kid, and then kind of Steve McQueen films and all those things growing up. I've always enjoyed a good car chase. But then this is kind of in a different realm to all of those completely.
It's not Scalextrics, mate, is it?
Yeah.
It's not quite. Scalextrics the movie. Would you consider that? You and me? An hour and a half just sitting there. It's not even like brought to life in any other way. So I mean, obviously, each vehicle, as you were saying earlier, I don't know where I'm going with this.
You're a big fan of car chases and movies.
Yeah, and then I mean, in terms of those films, watching this, I was like, well, this is definitely the car chase movie to end all car chases.
He invented the car chase movie, I think, George Miller, with
even his way of shooting them.
Absolutely, and in the second half of the Road Warrior 2, it's a very famous sort of car.
The wide angle, low lens, so you kind of feel the speed and all that.